All right.
La 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 lo la lo.
Mama made me mush my M&Ms.
La lo.
Welcome to the show, folks. How we doing out there? It's a time to talk movies.
Hope you're doing good.
Hope all is well.
Like maybe you're not doing great, but at least you're not doing bad.
Hey.
That's how you got to look at it.
Glass half full kind of guy.
Yeah, beer. Yep. Have a beer. Have a beer with us. We have a beer. Or if you don't like beer, you don't have to drink one.
Duff beer for me, Duff beer for you.
There you go.
I'll have a Duff. You have one too. If you remember from the last movie talk episode, I chose Kingpin. Burn, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, what song is synonymous with Kingpin? Yeah, he's walking the 7.
Yeah. And Mike chose Wayne's World.
Yep. Completely.
You got your hat on.
Completely 100% biased towards this movie.
Yeah.
Grew up on this.
It's ingrained in your DNA now.
Yeah, I came to the realization that movie shaped me as a child, and I wouldn't be the same person. I don't think.
Very fun, silly movie. Well, we let's get into it. We'll clap the cheeks.
What movies did we talk about last time?
Was it Twister?
Twister and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, and if you watched it on YouTube, I had to chop out all the clips.
Fuck you, YouTube.
All the clips.
Which I don't get because I literally steal those clips from YouTube.
Right.
And then we repost them back to YouTube.
I just got a text from Nate. It says, "Am I the only one with the rancid farts or some shit?"
You guys get White Castles.
Yeah, we had a whole
night.
fucking crave clutch, whatever the fuck.
That's what I pieced that together in the chat this morning. I did some detective work.
But yeah, let me clap these cheeks and do a, what's it called? A snapshot. Dun, dun, dun.
Tried to do like a modeling face. It probably didn't work. Mostly because my face.
I flipped off the camera.
That's not very nice, Kevin.
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into these two movies, have you watched anything else in the last, what was it, 3 weeks or so?
It's been a few.
I didn't watch a ton, but I got a few on here.
I didn't either. I watched most like TV shows.
Oh, yeah?
Stranger Things.
I'll run up
the hill and make a hammer on. That lady, she's like, holy shit, I'm popular again. Like, who knew?
And we're back. Technical difficulty. My fault.
Happened. We'll take that out in post.
Yeah. We'll fix it up.
We'll fix that all up.
So, yeah, you were saying Stranger Things or something?
Yep, I was watching that. And I was watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi show because I'm a nerd. Mm-hmm. I love my Star Wars, so that was fun.
Gregor.
And then I've been watching Young Rock, which
Young
has been
Rock.
fun. Yeah, which has been fun.
What's that on?
It's The Rock. It's on Hulu.
Oh.
It's The Rock. He's running for president in 10 years, and he's like telling his life story. And I think it's all a deep like seed planting mission. You know what I mean? He's like, I'll make a TV show about my life. Mm-hmm. That way, when I do run for president, everybody will know my story, and I'm The Rock, and you will love me. And grew up in the 90s, dude. So, I mean, he was super popular.
The 90s.
He was super popular when he was raising his eyebrow and shit and calling people jabronis.
Yeah, and doing people's elbows on motherfuckers.
Yeah, and you're like, man, why do they just lay there? and wait for him to do that.
I know, he jumps over him a couple times, bounces around, having
the ring's shaking and stuff, and they're just like bouncing around, and they're like, but it's all fake.
Yeah, it's all show.
But you know what? So is Santa Claus.
Santa Claus
and people
is real.
like Santa Claus.
I thought you were about to move into like you watch the Santa Claus or something.
No, but I did see they're bringing it back.
Really?
Yeah, Tim Allen's coming back for a Santa Claus show on the Disney.
A show?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
On Disney.
He's not the voice of the new Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, people were mad. I guess people are, of course, dude. The internet, people's mad about shit all the time.
They explained it as like he was the toy version, and the toy version of Buzz is a lot dumber, and so it's a different voice, you know.
Well, it's just like, okay, like if there's like an action figure of, if like Leonardo DiCaprio's in a movie and they make an action figure for him, you're not going to get Leonardo to come over to a studio one day and record a bunch of canned lines to put, you know, like to pull the string thing.
Right.
You get some other fucking motherfucker to do it.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What about you? I think I have watched, I watched Road Trip.
Oh, good movie.
I hadn't seen that in a long time.
Great stuff.
Tom Green, he was funny in it.
Who directed that?
Todd Phillips, same guy.
Was that his first movie?
I don't know.
Because I think I saw a TikTok of Tom Green. He was like, "Thanks for putting me in your first movie." Or
maybe
whatever.
it was. I know he directed some other big. He did like the Hangover movies. I think he did Old School. Maybe that was him.
Sounds right. Seems like in that vein, you know.
Oh, and I found Fanboys on YouTube with ads. And guess who directed that? Have you seen it? Fanboys. It's about this group of friends. One of their friends is dying. I think it's like cancer. And it's in 1999 before Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I was on a Star Wars kick, obviously. Anyway, their goal in the movie is to break into like Skywalker Ranch, where George Lucas makes the movies, and watch it first. You know what I mean? Before anybody else, before their friend dies.
Right.
And anyway, it's an okay movie. It's got like Danny McBride. It's got cameos like Craig Robinson's in it. There's like some really good, funny people in it. But at the end of it, when the credits rolled, it said it was directed by Kyle Newman.
Kyle Newacek?
Oh, see?
No, I'm kidding. Who's Kyle Newman?
I thought that was the guy.
Oh.
I told that whole story for fucking nothing.
Oh, you got it mixed up?
Yeah, I was like, Kyle Newman. I was like, no shit. Fucking Workaholics guy directed this movie. He goes, I'm going to tell Kevin about that.
Yeah, it's Newacek.
Fuck. Well, we can cut that. That's it for me.
I watched A Night at Casablanca, which is a very old movie. Marx Brothers. You know the Marx Brothers?
I am familiar.
I've never seen any Marx Brothers.
I've seen a lot of them.
I've heard a lot about them, like comics talk about them and shit a lot. So I figured I'd watch. This was the only one I could find for free. So I watched it.
We watched like Duck Soup and all these other ones. My mom would take us to the library, and they had the Marx Brothers movies and Jerry Lewis movies.
I remember renting movies at the library,
dude.
Bro.
I was going to Garden City, so I was in 5th or 6th grade, and we were watching these Marx Brothers movies with Groucho, Harpo. Yeah, and he's the one of those.
And the other one.
Yeah, like the Italian one. I forget his name. But like Harpo's the one who just does the faces and shit, right? And then Groucho.
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious in those movies, dude. He's so quick. Yeah, dude, those movies were fun.
I need to watch more of them. Yeah.
Duck Soup. That's the one that like sticks out in my mind.
All right, I'll probably check that one out.
We were also watching Jerry Lewis movies, like Cinderfella.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where it's like, obviously, reverse Cinderella, but with Jerry Lewis and the errand boy. Like, these are like some good memories of that time.
Good old flicks.
Going to the library to rent shit.
Mm-hmm.
I miss rent. I was just thinking about that the other day. I listened to this podcast about Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, I fucking miss going to the video store, dude. It was
an experience, man. It was like, oh, shit, it's Friday night. We about to go get some movies.
Some video games.
Yeah, renting games and shit.
Yeah, like video store, miss that shit.
Did they ever have the, like, you could go in and play video games while you're there?
Some of those stores had those consoles. Screens, you know what I mean? Like the big bulky motherfuckers.
Tilting your head all the way up.
Like the controllers, like welded to this fucking thing where you can't fucking jack it, and then the buttons are all fucked up.
Right.
Yeah,
Good
those
times.
good fucking times, man. Like those were good fucking
Fond memories.
Simpler times, Templar times. I was gonna say. I'll shut up now, Kevin. You go ahead, continue with your
All right.
movies.
Well, on the flight to Niagara, I sort of talked about this on the last episode, but I watched Come On, Come On, which is Joaquin Phoenix. It's a newer movie, A24. It's basically about him bonding with his nephew and shit. I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't great.
Did you cry?
No.
No.
There is a movie I cried in.
I heard you talking about it last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Other People.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Other People was great, dude. Jesse Plemons, Molly Shannon. She has cancer, and it just goes throughout the months, and fucking it progresses, and it's a big tearjerker.
She was talking about that on the Dana Carvey and David Spade podcast a week or two ago. Yeah, she was on there.
Hell
I like that podcast. Those guys are fun.
I should probably listen to it more.
They have good guests.
Yeah. It's I did cry at the end, like a little girl.
Sometimes you need a good cry in a movie.
And it was more gay than I thought it would be. There's a lot of gay stuff in there.
But that's not what made you cry.
No. No.
Okay.
It's about this dude losing his mother. And his dad is like not really cool with the gay thing.
That's tough.
Yeah. And his dad was a dude from Billy Madison. Eric is pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He always plays bad guys.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
Yeah.
You can make a career out of that.
Exactly. Like, who else does that?
Showing.
Always a bad guy. I don't know. I was trying to think of another one. Another one I watched is The Worst Person in the World. It was it's like Norwegian or something. I had to read the whole movie, you know. But I've heard a lot about it, and you know, it was pretty good. I wish I didn't have to read it, but I probably would have enjoyed it more. But reading's hard.
They didn't have what am I trying to think of the word?
Translation.
Yeah, they didn't have a dub. A dub.
Yeah, no.
No?
No, but it was pretty. I liked it. There was some crazy weird shit in it. Like at one point they do mushrooms and it gets weird.
That'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
That will happen.
And then the last one is The Card Counter. What's his face? The dude I like. Moon Knight. Why can't I think of his name?
Oscar
Isaac, yeah.
Oscar Isaac?
I don't know. Just blanking on his name.
Oscar Isaac.
I love that guy. This movie, it was okay. It was fine.
He's in a movie I've been wanting to pick
Martin
sometime.
Scorsese produced, I think.
Oh, Martin. Oscar Isaac's in a movie made by the same person who did Ex Machina. Machina? Anyway, it's called Annihilation. It's got Natalie Portman in it.
You seen it?
I've got it at home and haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about that.
But I'm like, I'm gonna get around to that sometime.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a weird movie.
Yeah, I bought Ex Machina at the Goodwill. I gotta show Sarah because she hates robots.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
It's gonna be fun.
She refuses to watch. I'm not.
She doesn't even like Alexa or none of that shit. She turns that shit off on her phone.
I don't really blame you there. My cousin was telling me when they got an Alexa, like with like the first day it like came on, I was like, I am not a god.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I started saying some weird shit.
That's fucking. Imagine that while you're tripping. Just like, oh fuck.
Fuck.
All right, what movie you want to get into first?
Well, we'll just do Kingpin because Wayne's World.
Burn, baby, burn, Disco Inferno. Sure. All right, we're at 1996.
Real quick, so the reason I kind of got on the Danny Carey kick, we were talking about off air, behind the scenes, the Tool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Last weekend. My stepdad, Joe, he's not my stepdad technically anymore, but I still refer to him as my stepdad. He's always asking me for stuff to check out on YouTube. He's really big into watching YouTube videos of music and stuff. And I was like, you want to watch some? Look up Danny Carey playing Numa. And he just texted me at 3:21.
Hell yeah,
he
bro.
Said, next time you go, Tool comes to town, I want to go with you.
Let's fucking go, bro.
I was like, that shit'll blow your mind.
It seems like they're always sort of far between.
Yeah.
Because he's got so many projects. That Maynard, he's a busy man.
He's not a procrastinator.
He's on a Pussifer tour right now, which I wish I would have freaking went and seen. But any hoozle. Kingpin. 1996 sports buddy comedy. If you consider bowling a sport, I guess it is.
Hey, I mean, there's a championship. It's like you can watch it on ESPN. I think that like classifies it as a sport. I mean, so is lawnmower racing.
Yeah, Hank Hill and shit.
Yeah, you got that. It was directed by Peter and Bobby Farrelly.
Yep, the Farrelly brothers. Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary. All the good ones.
Me, Myself, and Irene. That was them too, right?
I think Stuck on You.
Maybe
remember
with
that
Matt Damon, the twins. Vaguely.
It wasn't great. I don't think.
I mean, they can't all be Dumb and Dumber.
They can't all be zingers.
Stars Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, Vanessa Angel. That's got to be a fake name.
Right.
Bill Murray. It's the story of an alcoholic ex-professional bowler who becomes the manager of a Amish guy who's got a lot of talent.
Ishmael.
Got a lot of promise. He's like, thinks he's found the golden goose. The golden pin.
But then...
he found the golden pin, right?
Did you
keep it?
He finds out that he's been bowling 15 frames instead of 10 frames.
Yeah.
So he wasn't as good as he thought.
He wasn't as good as he thought. Also, he's hammered drunk.
Yeah,
a lot
all
of
the time.
This movie, so, real quick. Well, I guess I'll wait. We'll do. It was released July 26th, 1996. That kind of all rhymed on it. July 26th, 1996.
You're rhyming 6 with 6.
Sounds like a good date to release a movie.
Sure.
Had a budget of $25 million.
Jack. We're never gonna give that up.
No. And it didn't exactly blow the world away.
No, I know, right?
Didn't exactly light things on fire.
I always loved this movie.
It's in that cult classic category.
Sure, yeah.
Is like they Dumb and Dumber made
it's no Dumb and Dumber, but it's still a fire movie.
Money wise, like Dumb and Dumber cost less than this movie, I think, to make, and it made like $250 million 2 years before.
Wow.
So, studios are probably like, you guys want to make a bowling movie? Fuck yeah, here's some money. And we'll just give you some money to do whatever you want.
What year was Lebowski?
What was it?
Remember?
Late, 98, 99?
Yeah. Was this one before it?
Yeah, this was before Lebowski. I'm fairly sure.
Right.
But it made $32 million. So,
all right. Yeah. We got a 49% tomato meter. 69 audience score.
69.
Nice.
It's a Billy Madison. Right?
It's not great, but it's not terrible. The audience gets it, I feel like. I found some different taglines.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
I think these are pretty good, actually. A comedy right up your alley.
Oh, that might be the best one we've heard so far.
Oh, there's better ones in here. You wouldn't want to meet these pinheads in an alley.
Yeah.
This one was, I think, my favorite. From the idiots, what brung you Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah. I bet. I feel like when I watched the trailer of it on Amazon, and in the trailer it mentions, from the people who brought you Dumb and Dumber, because I feel like they were using that a lot. You know what I mean? Like, that would get people, oh, hey, honey, you want to go see this movie this weekend? Yeah, sure. What's it about? This guy is a bowler. I don't think so. Well, the same guys who made Dumb and Dumber made it. Okay.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Yeah. They like, that's that's 2 bowling movies, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not.
This
Lebowski's
one's
not a specific.
Yeah.
Bowling doesn't revolve around the entire plot of the movie, but
Right.
they were like, "Fuck you, we like bowling."
Yeah.
And Blues Travelers.
Yeah. The Olympic Committee. Oh, never mind. That one sucks. A movie with a lot of balls. Those were the other
Yeah,
one.
I like the first one the best.
Yeah?
A comedy right up your alley.
Uh-huh.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's way better, than some of the other ones we've heard.
Yeah. They had a good tagline
I
writer.
always just wish, we should try and get a job making taglines for movies. There's got to be a job where you do that.
I know, right? And you get to watch the movies early and shit.
Yeah, that'd be dope. And then they can suck. They don't need to be good. We've
apparently
figured that out. This movie, if it's worth note, it's a Bravo TV channel ranking. I don't know if that carries any weight to it. I don't know if it carries any weight. It's not on the 100 greatest movies in 100 years list or nothing, but it was voted 68 on the Bravo's 100 funniest movies.
Okay.
So
that's like the channel, the TV channel?
I believe so. And then it was listed as number 2 best Woody Harrelson movie.
Ooh, what's number 1?
That doesn't say.
Natural Born Killers?
I bet that was probably one of them. That's probably up there.
Have you seen it?
No, but I know Quentin Tarantino wrote it. He didn't direct it. I think he wrote it.
Yeah, it's a wild movie.
I like a little thing I thought was interesting. One of the Farrelly brothers was living with Woody Harrelson back in the day while Woody Harrelson was on Cheers.
Is that right?
That's what I read. I didn't personally ask Woody Harrelson this question, but that show is good, dude. I found it a few years ago, and I fucking love that show.
It's fire.
But now it's like kind of ruined for me.
Really?
Because like the person I was with at the time.
Oh, you guys were watching it together?
That was like our show we watched, and like now it's just like...
Just bringing back shitty memories.
It's just fucked. I hate it when that shit happens. Anyway.
But yeah, you start off and he's a young boy, and his dad is like...
Owns a gas
he's
station.
like, go and get your ball. It seems like they're going to play baseball or like catch or something. He brings the bowling ball out.
They got a little makeshift lane next to like their family business.
Yeah. He jumps over the fence and fucking like falls. He cracks the fence and shit. That was funny. And then you fast forward to like 79 where he's like a superstar fucking bowler and shit. He's doing the splits. Fucking doing all kinds of... The ball's all spinning backwards and then it goes or something like that. Yeah. Sweeter than Yoo-Hoo. So yeah. And then you meet Bill Murray or something.
Yeah, they're like a local bowling tournament, and Woody Harrelson's character, Roy Munson, he wins. And then afterwards, he goes to leave, and he's like, my car won't start.
Right.
And he takes it to the mechanic, and the guy's like, somebody poured sugar in your gas tank.
Sugar in your tank. What?
And it turns out it was Bill Murray. And He was sore that he lost, and then...
Why do you have sugar? Didn't I tell you to call me Ernie or Big Ern? Yeah. It's for my morning coffee.
Bill Murray's... He's like a real piece of shit in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like the worst piece of shit. Like the guy...
But it's so funny, dude.
Like
he's
guy,
so
like,
funny doing it.
He's like the kid, like the popular kid in school that you know is a fucking bag of dicks.
Dickhead.
But like all the teachers love him, and he's like super loved by everybody, but like you can see through the shit, and you're like, fuck this guy. And I guess he like
cracking.
He signed on to the movie like a couple weeks before they started filming it, and he improvised like all his fucking shit.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, he improvised all of his lines. Randy Quaid got him to be in the movie.
Oh.
That's what I read.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. You know, I was talking about it before we started. Somebody else was originally going to play Ishmael.
Oh, yeah. Give it to me.
Chris Farley.
Farrelly.
Yeah. But he had to back out due to commitments to make Black Sheep.
Oh, shit.
So he was originally going to be Ishmael. I would have fucking loved to have seen that version of the movie. It would have been way different. Because Chris Farley's way different than Randy Quaid. I honestly didn't like Randy Quaid that much in the movie. I didn't find him very funny or like very like... I don't know. Yeah. It wasn't my favorite part of the movie. Like, I liked Woody Harrelson. I like Bill Murray. He's my least favorite prominent character.
I don't really see Chris Farley being all Amish and shit, though, and there's no fat Amish.
I mean, it's a movie, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a movie.
It is a movie.
Yeah, he was gonna be Ishmael.
That's fun.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different. I think it would have been a way different movie because his energy and shit.
Is he in any Farrelly Brothers movie?
I don't know.
Farrelly.
He's in Wayne's World.
Party Time Excellent.
1 and 2.
So yeah, Ernie takes him to go do like a betting, like some underground betting bowling league or whatever.
Yeah, high stakes
games,
gambling, and they win.
And he picks up that fucking 7-10 split or whatever.
Split.
And he was like, "How the hell did he do that?" And then they realized he was a bowling champion.
Yeah, he's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Munson." Roy Munson, and then that's what gave it away. And then they think
the name's not Boy, it's Roy.
They're sitting in the car, and
he's like, "What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you?"
He's like, "Is this illegal?"
I don't know.
Bill Murray says, "I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?" And then they all come out. The guys, they just stole.
Yeah.
They
smashed.
swindled them out. They hustled them out of the money.
Like a pool shark, but with bowling.
Bowling, yeah. And he's like, "Sometimes you got to pay up." And he's like, "Everybody out of the car." And Bill Murray opens his door like he's about to get out.
He's like, "Sometimes a bowler just has to face the music." And then, Woody gets out and he's like, "Today that bowler is you, Roy." And he fucking floors it.
Because he's naive and dumb. And Bill Murray speeds away. They take him upstairs and stick his hand in the bowling return machine, like, where the bowling ball comes back. Which... would that have?
And then it cuts to the wood chipper.
Yeah, like would that have done that? I mean, I've never stuck my hand down one. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
like a bunch of like gears and like all. I mean, would it have like where they had to amputate?
Yeah, they just mangled his hand and shit.
Yeah, and then he's got a hook. They did a much better job with his fake hand than they did with Chubb's
because it's
and
extra
Happy
long
Gilmore.
And shit.
Yeah, like they did. I think those movies came out maybe in the same year too.
Yeah,
but
so they fucked up his bowling hand. He's got a hook, and then he's got the rubber hand that goes over it.
He had the world, the bowling world in the palm of his hand, and then he lost his hand.
And when he tries to show people his ring, they're just looking at the hand, and they're like, "What is that, rubber?" No, the ring.
Yeah, when he goes to hawk it later, like, "What are we gonna do with a hand?" He's like, "No, the ring." He's an alcoholic. He lost all his hair. He's staying in a shitty apartment. He can't afford his rent. He's got to pay his rent by banging Mrs. Newgieborn from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He just goes immediately, starts throwing up again.
Oh, but I thought it was funny before, whenever he picks up that 6, 7, 10 split, Bill Murray's like, "You'll pick up that spare the same day my hair starts falling out." Yeah. And later on, you flash forward, they're both of their hairs are falling out.
Yeah, Bill Murray's great.
He's so funny. Yeah. But where were we? Yeah, he's got the landlady, and then he stages the robbery on her and shit.
Yeah. But then she comes over and the guy's and he's like, "What are you doing in here? Get out of here!" And it's really
before she comes in, he's like, "You got anything to read? I gotta take a shit." He's like, "Here, read this," and he tosses him a shampoo bottle. He's like, "New and improved. I read this one already."
Oh, I didn't remember that. Didn't catch that.
God damn it, that's funny. Oh, and he stole the fucking baby's milk too. Do you remember that? He spilled coffee on the baby and shit.
No,
Maybe it was an extra scene because I felt like there was some extra scenes on this.
I watched the rated R version on Amazon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it was a PG-13 and then a rated R version.
Oh, yeah, it says right here. Includes additional footage not shown in theaters. But, yeah. So, yeah. What does he do? He visits the Amish community. Or, no, he meets him at the bowling alley. He hears him get a strike. Mm-hmm. He's like, I didn't see it. I heard it.
Yeah, he's very...
Why would a bowler need a manager?
Randy Quaid. He goes and to get him, he dresses up. He tries to impersonate an Amish person on the farm, and everybody knows he's not fucking Amish.
Right.
And they like tell him, he's like, Brother Hezekiah. And they tell him to...
I am unable to have children. Nasty cheese grating accident as a young boy.
What else? Tells him to take the horseshoes off. He like cuts the horse's feet. The horse is
He's like it took some going, but
shorter.
I finally got him off.
Yeah, the horse is like noticeably shorter later on in the movie when you see it.
Right.
He's like, "Where's Brother Hezekiah?" And he comes walking up. He's got like
milk mustache.
Well, he thinks it's milk, but
right.
It's jizz. It's horse jizz.
We don't have a cow.
He's like, it took a while to get her. Like it took a while to get her going, but once I did,
it came all at once.
He's like, I'm gonna go brush my teeth. And then he's checking out all the Amish babes.
Oh yeah.
And then when they say it's time to eat, he just bails.
He bails on lifting the wall, and everybody else is struggling.
He's the least.
You know what it says in the Bible about forgiving people? No, why don't you tell us? It's against it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the worst Amish person. Not good at it. He's not good at being Amish. Everybody knows he's not.
The fucking grandma's got like beard hair.
She's got a beard. Yeah.
God damn, that's funny. He like kisses her and he like gets hair in his mouth. So
people would get mad about that today.
The Amish farm needs $500,000 or whatever it was. Yeah, to save the farm and shit and all that.
Yeah. I love the conveniently priced things in movies. You know what I mean? Like, I need $50,000 exactly for this, or $500,000 for that. I need to get a conveniently priced surgery, like in Hot Rod. Like the dad needs surgery, and he's like, he's trying to raise money, $50,000 for the conveniently priced heart surgery or whatever the fuck it's all.
Just so he could beat his ass or whatever.
Yeah, I'll beat you to death.
So, yeah, they need the money, and they send Ishmael out with Roy to go and try to get it by bowling in a bowling league.
But he's not good. He's not as good as he thought.
Nope.
And he's taking him back home, and he doesn't want to go back home. He's like, thinks about it. He's like, you passed the test, blah, blah, blah. He's just like using them the whole time.
Yeah, that's when it was like saying they brought up the Munson in the middle of nowhere. He's like, what is that?
It's his last name.
Right. But they're using it as like you're up the creek without a paddle type shit.
Yep. So now you can say, I don't want to get Munsoned on that. You trying to Munson me instead of saying trying to fuck me over?
Munson burner. By the way, if you haven't seen or if you're just listening, Kingpin is on the board today.
Yeah, it took us
a while,
a long time to come up with Kevin to come up with that.
To figure out something good to.
Maybe we wouldn't be good at the tagline.
No, on second thought.
Maybe that's maybe tougher than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, we've been here since 9 trying to think of that.
Yeah. And so Roy takes him out, and he tries to do the thing bigger and did where you scam motherfuckers out of money. And then
it's not going well.
Yeah, they go to that rich guy's house or whatever.
Yeah, where it had the bartender from Dumb and Dumber, who was the bartender in that hotel bar.
Right.
Same guy, same job.
Lobby's bar, right in the lobby.
And that's where you meet
We finally landed on the moon.
You meet the chick, Vanessa Angel. That can't be her real name.
I know.
But, maybe it is. Who knows?
It's pretty hot.
Was it Miss Vanessa in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Claudia.
Miss Claudia.
Yep.
Vanessa's her real name, or is it?
Yeah, it's her real name.
She joins
I
the
don't know,
team.
Real.
She joins the team.
Yeah,
And she starts distracting other people because she's hot. She's super hot.
And then
She starts
they bring in the sheep
everybody.
for the farmer to distract him.
Yeah, they're like, it's not working. But
Hot chick's not working.
Ishmael's know how to get them. They're trying to get to, the whole thing is there's a big bowling tournament in Reno, Nevada that they're trying to get to win. It was like $1 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Like $1 million bucks. They're trying to get some shit. 500. I don't fucking remember.
Who knows?
Some money. That's the whole goal. They're trying to get to Reno, so they're hustling people on bowling tournaments, local stuff, and making their way to Reno. Woody Harrelson and Miss Claudia are both using Ishmael, and he finds out. They get in a fight in a parking lot.
Yeah.
She kicks his ass.
He tries to sneak out without Claudia, and then she's in the car when they get there. But he's trying to explain to Ishmael, he's like, there's a huge cloud of it, and then he sees her, and he goes, shit. And he's like,
huge cloud of shit.
There's a shit cloud coming, everybody.
They fight. She kicks his ass.
He's all punching her tit.
Yeah, her titties are moving. She, like, body slams him onto the hood of a car.
Yeah.
He just gets his ass whipped big time. But then he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're trying to find him, and they find him at a strip club.
Right.
Where he's dancing in drag. Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, I didn't need to see Randy Quaid in drag. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like if it was Leonardo DiCaprio in drag, I mean, you could maybe be like, well, I can stomach that for a few minutes. You know, like, it's not too, but like Randy
Some
Quaid,
Brad Pitt action.
Uncle Eddie in drag. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I get it was trying to be funny, but I was more just like, could have done without that.
I don't need this.
Don't need that. It's not helping the movie out.
There was one scene, I was like, when they were there, they were like eating in some restaurant, and when Ishmael gets in a fight or whatever, and
oh yeah,
yeah, he ends up punching him. But the guy playing guitar, there's like a band or something. That's the same guy from Something About Mary. I don't know when's the last time you seen that one, but
yeah, he's
like throughout the whole movie playing guitar and shit.
Yeah, he's like, when are you gonna go? Aren't you gonna go do something? He's like, okay, and he comes over and then he punches him in the face.
Yeah, you don't mow another man's lawn.
And then they cut to them in the car.
You didn't have to have beers with them after.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. They get to Reno, and he's like, he's got that little tattoo. He's like, oh, that's it. I can't go back home. I've desecrated my body.
Oh yeah.
And then he turns around. There's a big ass
back tattoo all over him.
Chick with big tits. And shit.
Yeah, because they got super fucked up. And they didn't remember.
Yeah.
And then they run into Bill Murray, and Bill Murray gets under his skin. Randy Quaid goes to punch him and misses and fucks up his hand, so he can't bowl.
Right.
So then now Woody Harrelson's got a bowl.
Yeah, with the rubber hand.
They
keep calling him Rubber Man.
Rubber Man.
Oh, and Chris Elliott was in there for a second. That guy's good. Cool. I like that guy.
Chris Elliott? Oh, yeah. This guy.
He's the guy. No, that's Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Okay.
Chris Elliott is the guy. He's gambling and shit. And then, I think he tries to tell Claudia to roll the dice, but Ishmael grabs him and rolls them, and they, wins and shit.
I don't know.
And then he's like fantasizing about that guy.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's like the guy from Scary Movie with the hand.
Yeah, with the hand. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Wonder if he's related to Sam Elliott. Probably not. But he's like, I'll give you how much money for a night?
Yeah, to sleep with him.
And then it just shows Randy Quaid laying on the bed with his with an ice pack on his butt.
Yeah, and he's just throwing money and just laughing.
But it's like a fantasy. It didn't really happen.
Then that one guy shows up, the bad guy from the that one high stakes game.
Yeah, who the fuck was that guy?
Claudia's boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, he was familiar too. Oh, god damn it. Fuck.
I know. What was the
damn it.
It seems like another one of these movies.
He was shit. Because I was seeing him, I was like, oh, it's that fucking guy.
Give it a goog.
Yeah, might have to. Because he was in some other shit that I think we just watched or we'd seen. A couple notes I wrote down while I was watching the movie. It was like, oh, some of the same characters from the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray's great. Woody Harrelson does a pretty good job portraying like an old washed up drunk. I guess he really did shave his hair like that to do the comb over, but he didn't go full method. He didn't go full Daniel Day-Lewis and put on weight. They did like a fake
like belly.
Yeah, they put they stuffed him, make him look like he put on weight. So. Mm-hmm. He didn't go full Daniel Day.
It's a beautiful morning. It's got some fun music in this movie. There's that one song from Tony Hawk. So here I am, doing everything I can. When I don't do what I am, but then I'm the Superman. Remember that one? It's a good one.
No, I don't have. No, I mean, I don't have. I've only seen it a few times. It's not like Dumb and Dumber soundtrack where even just some of the little like musical score notes that aren't like technically like a band song,
Uh-huh.
Those stick out in your mind like you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. The little dream
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck, I don't fucking know who this...
I guess I forgot that you never ever make a mistake.
Mr. Perfect! That's like top tier. I mean, you can't expect this movie to be that. And that's one of my notes. I was like, it's not as good, but what is?
Well, I know. Dumb and Dumber is up there for one of the greatest comedies of all time. So Roy, he gets a 7-10 split. Ishmael's brother shows up and takes Ishmael.
The guy's name? Rob Moran.
Rob Moran.
Yeah, well, he's in Dumb and Dumber. He's in There's Something About Mary, Shallow Hal, and Hall Pass.
Shallow Hal, is that Farrelly?
I don't know, but that's just like some credits it listed. I'm going to pull up a picture of him because... Got to. Classic.
But yeah.
I think this guy... And, that's who he fucking was. He was her husband in Dumb and Dumber. At the end. He was the husband at the end.
That's not the same.
I
Whose
think,
husband?
The redhead chick at the end of Dumb and Dumber. Her husband.
Oh, her real husband?
Her real husband.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at the end, and she meets him, and Jim Carrey visualizes shooting him and stuff.
Okay.
That's that guy.
Huh.
I'm fucking almost fucking sure about it.
But anyways, Ernie ends up winning. It's all dramatic. His hair's all crazy. You know, the pressure's on. He's got the ball with the rose in it. And I think he had to get 3 strikes in a row. He bowls them all. He
really did. Bill Murray did nail those 3 strikes in a row. And the crowd reaction was legit.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Under that amount of pressure, dude, it's crazy.
Maybe not. What?
Claudia ran off with the money. Shows up a week later at Roy's. But Roy had gotten a Trojan sponsor or whatever because he's the rubber man.
And that's how he gave that money to the farm. To save the farm.
Ishmael returns home. Oh, yeah.
And they put on a concert.
Blues Traveler. God, that part's fun.
He's like trying to introduce him to rock and roll.
I told her I loved her. She didn't care, but anyway.
The guy's
He goes
he's
crazy.
he's gotta be at least top 10 fit like fucking not fiddle but
harmonica fucking players, dude. I don't know anybody who fucking wails like that on a goddamn harmonica, a mouth harp as they call it.
He shreds.
But yeah, that's that movie. Credits roll, and they're just jamming.
That's how the movie fucking is.
It's just fire. Goodbye, Roy. Wait, did it say goodbye, Roy? Goodbye, whore, or something like that?
Yeah. Keep calling her whore. Yep.
Fun time. What do you think? Where you stand with this movie?
I'm gonna go 5.
A 5, huh?
Yeah, 5.
I'm up at like a 7, probably. I love it. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah, this is maybe the second or third. I remember the first time I saw it was, I think I said it last episode.
Yeah, you mentioned something.
Yeah, it was like a family setting. My mom, this guy my mom was seeing, came over with like his kids, and we were like going to have like a movie night. And I remember like, I don't know, that part, like, it kind of like.
And it keeps happening, dude.
Yeah.
He sees it in like the rear view mirror.
Yeah, he's like haunted by it.
Oh, because he had sex with her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he fucking. Yeah. She's just throwing up in the toilet and shit. She's like, "Oh, cut it out. I wasn't that bad."
Well, like that scene when it happened, I remember the guy. I don't remember his name, but he like kind of like leaned over to my mom. He's like, "I don't remember this stuff being in this movie." You know, this was like in 5th or 6th grade at the time.
She's like, "What is it about good sex that makes me have to take a crap?" It's the old pump and dump, I guess.
She's funny.
Yeah.
She really went for it.
She's got a weird look, huh?
She was also in a movie called Detroit Rock City as the mom. Have you seen that?
A long time ago. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, she was the mom.
But yeah, all right. Well, that's that movie for ya. We can go right into the other one if you want.
We can.
I don't need a break or nothing. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. That's what we should have did for the fucking snapshot.
We could do another snapshot.
We could do it right now. Ready? All right.
It's also a little bit of a rip on Bill and Ted.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, but... Anyway.
I was never big on those movies.
You didn't miss anything on the second one. The first one, maybe it's not good either, but it's classic.
That much.
Grew up on it.
1992 comedy / music movie.
Yeah, the music in this movie kicks ass.
Yeah, it's fire. You got some Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Alice Cooper.
Oh yeah, Alice.
Some Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Feeding my Frankenstein.
Yeah, I guess fucking Mike Myers was like, "We want you to do School's Out," and he was like, "Fuck that idea."
He's like, "I'm sick of that song.
I'm sick of playing that shit." Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna do a movie that's more. I'm gonna song that's more contemporary to this generation. We're gonna do this new song I got called "Feed My Frankenstein." That song rules too, dude. I used to rock the fuck out to that song all the fucking time.
It's fun.
Simple riffs and stuff, but
director Penelope Spheeris. Is that how you say that?
I think it's like Spears.
Oh,
I think that's how you say it.
Maybe,
but maybe not.
Never heard of her.
It was produced by Lorne Michaels,
of course,
from Saturday
SNL.
Night Live, who Dr. Evil is based on.
That's correct. That is correct.
Yeah. You didn't know Wayne's World was a sketch on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's where it originated.
For years. I don't know if this was the first Saturday Night Live movie, but one of the first. Maybe Coneheads happened before that. I don't know. But it made a shitload of money.
Night at the Roxbury, that's one.
Yep. That is one. So it was like The Ladies' Man. There's been a few over the years, like.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good. It's got
Mike Myers, Dana Carvey,
Tia Career, Swing,
Rob Lowe.
Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray's brother, his older brother
shit.
Brian, who plays the Noah's Arcade
Did
guy.
not know that till today.
Yeah, Chris Farrelly, Ed O'Neill.
I was today years old.
Ed O'Neill's the donut shop manager.
Mm-hmm.
Who's fun. Meatloaf.
Love seeing Ed O'Neill because he was really like just Al Bundy for a long time. You know what I mean? He did have a couple movies and
Yeah, he did that movie called Dutch.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It's like not that great.
Yeah.
But that was like gonna be one of his. I guess I seen like a thing where they were talking about him. He had turned down some like. He wasn't trying to do like a bunch of comedies. He wanted to do some serious roles, and people were like, "Well, we didn't really like you in Dutch, so
And
we can't really put you in movies." And Rob Lowe at the time was just coming off like some type of scandal.
Uh-oh.
And they were like, "We don't know if we should put Rob Lowe in our movie." And Lorne Michaels was like, "We'll get him at a deal."
Well, let me ask you this. How many lows could Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows? I barely got that out.
27.
Speaking of lows, you just quit.
I did. Yeah, that was not for me. I'll just say that. Lowe's,
What was it, a couple weeks?
a month. And I wanted to rip my eyes out every goddamn fucking 20 minutes. Just, nope. Maybe if I do retail, maybe I'm not a retail guy.
Yeah.
This is my second job, by the way. I have a full-time job, so it's not like I'm jobless.
Right.
This is my second job,
Yeah, just so you know,
you know.
ladies.
But maybe I work at a music store or something, you know.
That'd be cool.
You know, something like that. If I got to work at a store.
Karma or something.
Yeah, you
I
know.
feel like there's like a twin brothers that own that shit or
Yeah,
something.
who the fuck, you know.
Paramount Pictures.
Had a budget of $20 million, Jack. And it made $183 million worldwide.
Mehoff.
He turns back. He's like, "Jack me off" from Black Sheep. That's the movie that he turned down to, you know, he wasn't in Kingpin because he went and made Black Sheep.
Swingpin.
Which is not the best.
We got a 79 Serpent tomato meter and an 84 audience score. Pretty good. Pretty
I think I saw this movie for the first time when I was 4 years old, maybe 5.
Fond memories.
And I became obsessed with it. It's still one of my top 5 movies that never gets old. First CD I think I ever had, my dad gave it to me, the Wayne's World soundtrack. I didn't know who those bands were when I was a kid.
But
little did I know I was rocking out to some good shit. There's some Black Sabbath on there with Dio, Black Sabbath.
Dio.
You know, Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's that. Nobody ever talks about that song.
What song was it?
It's like something Rico, or you know what I mean? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's got a weird name. But they're driving in the car. He's like, "Everybody know about Hollywood sucks." I don't know. It's like a weird.
I don't know if I know that one.
Oh, it's a deep cut even for you, Kevin?
I guess
You
so.
fucking know that one?
I'm going to have to give it a goog.
It's got Jimi Hendrix on there, Foxy Lady, Alice Cooper,
Darth Salt dancing to it.
This movie's got a lot of random shit in it, dude. It's got some goofy random shit going on.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that song. Yeah. Tagline I found. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll hurl.
Oh, that's...
And then another one was one world, one party.
No. I just remember the VHS at my grandma and grandpa's house. That's where I watched this movie all the time. I remember even just the VHS had Wayne and Garth on it, and there's a planet below them and a couch, and they're just stoked,
looking all up and shit.
Yeah, it was like, this is a fun fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's jokes in it I didn't get as a kid, but it was
Now Mike Myers has that
music
new
is rocking.
show that looks terrible.
I've started to watch it, the Pentaveret.
Yeah.
I guess he mentions that in I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
When he's playing his dad.
What was he on that? Maybe Conan O'Brien's podcast, something where he said that.
Yeah, I saw the clip on TikTok one day where he's playing his dad, where he's playing different characters.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I kind of want to though.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I've ever seen it.
But yeah, he talks about that going way back. That was like right after Wayne's World.
Excellent.
Dana Carvey's great.
Yeah. I like to play.
It was like actually him playing the drums in that scene too.
That was cool.
Yeah. He's like pretty good.
Yeah, based on that.
That guy comes like, that was amazing. He's like, I like to play.
So what's happening? You got Rob Lowe surfing channels, and they come across Wayne's World, and the chick he's with, he's like, I love this show. And so he makes a phone call.
He's like a television producer, and he's out to get them and swindle them.
Right.
Takes advantage of them because they're fucking naive and shit. And
yeah, they got this dumb little public access show in their basement. Yeah. Where they just rank babes and what do they do?
Yeah, they hang out and that's what they do. And like Wayne and Garth talk to the camera. Yeah. They break the fourth wall in the movie a lot. Ed O'Neill tries to.
Yeah, he's like,
what are you doing? Only Garth and I are allowed to talk to the camera. That's one of my favorite scenes. That guy sitting at the diner. He's like, I got my papers today. He goes, yeah. He's like, no, they laid me off. He goes, I think I know what I want to do. He's like, I know what you'd like to do. You'd like to find the bastard that did it and rip his still beating heart out of his chest. Yeah. So we can see how black it is while he dies. He's like, no, actually, I thought about just filing a grievance with the union. He's like, well, you could do that. How come when a man...
It turns dark real quick.
He starts walking with the camera. He's like, how come when a man kills another man in war, it's called heroic? But when he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder. That's what I'm saying. This movie's got some weird sidebar shit.
Weird turns, yeah.
Some random fucking shit in it. Yeah, Wayne and Garth.
It sucks as it cuts.
Yeah.
It certainly does suck. It's sucking my will to live.
Garth, this guy's going to put this thing on your melon, okay? Don't freak out. Just a trim. Don't buzz me, all right?
Those characters are pretty fucking funny.
They're fun. Like, they're just having a good time.
Garth is like a shy guy, fucking...
As you can see, it sucks as it cuts.
It certainly does.
They do the close-up and it says the get a load of this guy cam. Like, yeah. Pointing over to him. Classic.
And when they're driving and Bohemian Rhapsody's playing and they're jamming out to it.
That's fucking iconic.
And then the part, it makes me fucking laugh. Whenever, they're singing the slow part and it cuts to Garth and he's just like, oh, yeah. He's not doing it right.
He doesn't know the words.
Yeah. But he's still mouthing along.
Because, Dana Carvey didn't remember the fucking words to it, so it's like a happy accident.
That's fucking so goddamn funny. That makes me giggle.
I guess.
I wish we had that clip. But they'd probably make us cut it out.
Fucking make us cut it off. Mike Myers had to go to bat to get that song in the movie.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, the movie studio was like, we want Guns N' Roses. Who's gonna want Bohemian Rhapsody?
That probably made that song a lot bigger.
It charted. It came back to the charts and had a whole nother run. And they made a new video for it and they spliced in Wayne's World footage. It's like one of my fun facts I got. I guess,
very cool, very cool.
I guess I'll cut to one of my fun facts.
Yeah, do it up.
Freddie Mercury loved the Bohemian Rhapsody scene. Although he was dead by the time the movie came out,
oh, shit.
Mike Myers sent off a tape to the Queen people, whoever, and Brian May, the guitar player, showed it to Freddie Mercury before he passed, and he fucking loved it. It says the movie hit cinemas 3 months after Freddie's untimely death. However, Brian May explains he showed a really sick Freddie a preview tape. Mike Myers gave me a tape which I took round to Freddie to play to him. Ugh. Freddie loved it. He just laughed and thought it was great. The funny thing was, we, talking about the band themselves, Queen, we always regarded the song as tongue-in-cheek ourselves. If it would come on the radio, we would all be headbanging when it came to the heavy part as well, just as they did in the movie. So
I got that.
They loved it.
That fun video of me and my buddy Marshall doing karaoke where we Sarah recorded that part, dude, and I took down my hair and we started headbanging, dude. It's
windmilling.
It's a lot of fun. Cut
Yeah.
2.
But yeah, so that's nice. You know, Freddie Mercury got to see that, and that song blew up again and was like playing on the radio again and all that stuff. It was good for Queen.
Good for Queen.
Good for Queen. Also, funny music thing I've always wondered is when they're in the guitar store and he goes to start playing something and that guy stops him and he points to the sign that says no stairway.
Stairway.
He's like, no stairway. Denied.
What's
Also,
that all about?
well, so this is what it's about.
I know you said you had something on this.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, juicy.
Yeah, which is like, I've always wondered it because the riff he starts to play doesn't sound anything like
Stairway to
any
Heaven.
part of Stairway to Heaven. And there's a reason for that. Let's see, where does it say? So maybe in the movie theater version that went to the theaters, he started to play Stairway to Heaven, but on VHS releases and stuff, they couldn't do it because they couldn't afford to. Like Led
Not
Zeppelin.
even a couple notes?
No.
What?
Nope. According to director Penelope Spheres, the studios were told they would have to come up with $100,000 to play more than 2 notes of Stairway to Heaven.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
that really was denied.
yeah, it really was denied as fuck. I just thought that was like,
That's a fun fact.
that is a fun fact. The movie was shot in 34 days.
Is that good?
That's quick. They've made a whole movie in basically a month and a few days, which is fucking insane. So basically, Penelope Spears said like that she could only do a couple takes, and then they had to move on to the next thing and just hope that it all fucking worked out.
Right.
I guess Mike Myers was a little bit diva-ish on the set for a few things.
Mm-hmm.
He got upset at catering and flipped a table over.
Oh, really?
And him and the director kind of butted heads.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's why she wasn't brought back for Wayne's World 2.
Oh, it's a different director.
Yeah, and you can tell.
It's been a
It's
while
not
since
as-
I've seen it.
I like it.
They
It's
try to put on the concert and shit.
it's not the same vibe. But she wasn't brought back because her and Mike Myers like hated each other's guts for a long time.
What else we got? Gun rack. Gun.
Yeah. Stacy alert. I made eye contact.
That's like his ex-girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
And she's like psycho crazy about him or something, like stalker.
She comes over. She's like, "Happy birthday." He's like, "What did you get him?" He's like, "If it's a severed head, I'm going to be very disappointed." And it's a gun rack. He's like, "A gun rack." She's like, "Mm-hmm." A gun rack. Uh-huh.
She's cute.
What am I going to do with a gun rack? I don't even own a gun,
Let alone
miniguns that would necessitate an entire rack. If you're not careful, you're going to lose me.
Yeah, and when they go to the venue or whatever, the Shitty Beatles.
That's Meatloaf.
That's Meatloaf, right? That's what I was about to say.
That's Meatloaf.
Oh, Meatloaf.
Do anything for love.
You may know him from Rocky Horror Picture Show or Fight Club or...
Tenacious D, Pick a Destiny. He's Jack Black's dad in that movie.
Right.
You disobeyed my oldest son. Why were you ever born?
And that's where he sees Cassandra for the first time.
Yeah, dude, she was my first love. I was like, fuck.
She's very pretty.
I was like going to school. I'm like, there's no Asian kids.
I was wondering like what nationality and shit she was.
She's Asian American.
I gave it a goog. Filipino American, born
you
in
go.
Honolulu.
Nice.
It's interesting.
It was nice because they could have just cast like a blonde-haired fucking chick and put her in the movie, but they're like, no.
Showing.
We're going to do this other thing.
Swing pin. I think of like holding up a bowling pin. Like a dick. You get it? You get what I mean? Swing pin.
Swing.
And then Rob Lowe gives him the offer to, they're going to make his little show a real, actual big show or whatever.
He shows up at the local TV station. He's like, we need, where's Wayne's World filmed out of? And that guy's like, that's privileged information. Are you guys family or friends? He's like, we're neither. And they show up. Put down the flashlight, Russell. He takes them out to eat, and he offers them $5,000 because they're broke as fuck. They don't read the contracts, and he hands Wayne the contract.
He's
and
got
he's
the
like,
big old drink and shit.
He's like, do you guys have a lawyer? Like, oh, we're between lawyers. Our last lawyer screwed our affairs so badly. And they give him the contract, and he starts reading, goes, I like what you did here. I like that. I like what you did here. And then that's when Garth goes under the table. He's like, he knocks his pen off the table.
Yeah. And he's like gesturing to the camera.
He's like, don't you think it's weird this guy's offering us contracts? Do you ever see that episode of The Twilight Zone? And then they go back up. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh, dude, that would have been sick.
If you're just listening, I tried to throw a can in the trash can.
Kevin, you get another camera, get a beer cam.
Oh, a trash cam, dude.
A trash can. A trash cam.
Make sure the trash cam's on. I'm hucking cans.
Anyway, so they sign the contracts, and they make a whole big studio of Wayne's basement.
Yeah, they just replicate it.
Yeah, he's like, does anybody think it's weird that it looks like Wayne's basement, but it's not Wayne's basement? Like, yeah, man, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. And they go over, and they start fucking with shit.
Yeah.
Garth has he's like, our landing. He's got the little microphone thing. The Russell guy is like on the phone because Rob Lowe called. He's like, hey, can we come to the studio? And he's like, absolutely not. He's like, great, we'll be there in a little while.
Yeah.
And they're fucking around. Garth has the thing. He's like, come in. Our landing gear is down. They do the nodding thing, the countdown.
Oh, yeah, the countdown. 5, 4, 3.
Well, one guy's like, why didn't you say 2 or 1? He's like, oh, you don't say 2 or 1. And Garth's like, why not? He's like, you just don't.
You guys are mouthing along.
They get him down there to do like a practice run. And he's like, you guys don't have to do it with him. You don't have to say it. And they start,
he's
just
like, nodding their heads
guys,
to the count.
You're nodding. And they're trying so hard not to do anything. This movie's fun.
One of my notes is this movie reminds me a lot of my buddy Roger. Shout out to Roger.
Shout out to Raj.
Woo! He would always quote this movie like, hey, Mr. Donut Man, who's trying to kill you? I don't know, but he better not. Reminds me of Roger so much, and good old times.
Is it California?
Yeah. He's kind of like an autistic-y type dude, and just real weird, but like he's always had like quotes on point.
Oh, yeah. Locked and loaded.
Yeah. But anyways, shout out to Roger.
Shout out to Roger.
Yeah, they do the rehearsal.
They see Cassandra at the show, and they get done playing, and she starts kicking everybody's ass.
Oh, yeah.
She's like kung fu, and she goes to the bar, and he's like, rough crowd tonight, huh? Everybody's kung fu fighting. And he's like,
cringes at his own.
Yeah. Which was, he learns Cantonese to speak to her. He's really trying to get her. She's a babe.
That whole
She's
scene.
magically babelicious.
Baberilla. There's that hockey scene, which is interesting because he's Canadian, Mike Myers, right?
Yeah, they're dressed in the Chicago Blackhawks.
Car.
Game off.
Game off.
game on, and then Stacy's riding by on the bike and crashes into the car.
Yeah.
She has a neck brace on from when she fell through the roof earlier in the movie at that concert.
Yeah, just trying to make Wayne jealous and shit.
Yeah, she like comes up to Garth and he's like, I think Wayne's really going through something. You know, what should I do? He's like, something's wrong with him. He's like, 'cause you're mental? And she's like, no, but what's wrong with him? What should I do? He's like, you should just move on and date somebody else. That's a good friend. He's just like, just move on and date somebody else.
Yeah.
She just takes the first guy that walks by.
Fucking tells it like it is.
I like it when they're in the diner scene at the beginning of the movie. They find their buddies all hammered, Phil.
Yeah,
He's like, if you're
girl.
if you're gonna spew into this. And it's
The
like a little tiny,
like a ketchup cup
like a
or
little
what?
cup. And they get to the diner and they run into the cop and they're making like bacon and pork jokes and that guy's like,
oink it up.
he's like, well, I just pulled over a tour bus, and he's like, I performed 16 cavity searches myself, inside and out.
Wow.
It's like a callback later to the movie. Anyway, they get inside, and then they see the old guy's like, hey, Mr. Withers, how's the amusement park coming? He's like, it's coming just fine, Wayne. And then him and the other guy turn around, like, all creepily, like, because later they do the Scooby-Doo ending.
Oh, yeah.
Is that guy, when they do the Scooby-Doo ending, they plant the little seeds in there, and then they're like, oh, Garth, that's your girl. And it shows the woman in like slow motion. He falls out of his chair. Classic.
There's that sponsored part, you know, where
yeah. That's like a really smart
meta thing.
Yeah, like that was a well put together.
What does he do? He
scene.
like cracks open a Pepsi and a.
Well, he's like, they're telling him they have to do stuff, and he's like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, it's in your contract, so you kind of have to do that. And then he's like, I can't think about it anymore. It's giving me a headache. And he comes over, he's like, here, take 2 of these. They're doing all the things, and he's like, well, if that's the choice you're going to make, he's like, it is a choice, and it's the choice of a new generation, and it's a Pepsi can. It's a drink.
It was like Doritos or something.
Doritos, and then it cuts to Garth. He's like, I just think it's really sad that people do things only because they're getting paid a lot of money. And he's decked out head to toe in Reebok shit. I was like, that's like a scene I never like put together as a kid. You know what I mean? It's just like a weird scene.
Sure.
But it makes sense now. Also,
camera's burning up. We'll be back
burning
in a minute with the video. But we're gonna keep. We're gonna continue on.
They did. There's that random scene where they go downstairs, like, or they're in the movie studio, and Garth has that big like helmet on, and he's working on the mechanical hand. And Rob Lowe's like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, not doing nothing. And then the hand starts to come alive, and it's like, he starts hitting it with the hammer and shit. Like, it's random as fuck. But I remember in the bonus features, Dana Carvey was talking about that scene, and he's like, what is it? Like, I guess Lorne Michaels was like, no, that scene has to stay in the movie. And he was like, why?
He's all smashing it with
He's
a
like,
hammer.
why? Because there's like no context for anything happening in that like 40-second scene. Like, you don't ever see like Garth working on a hand like, hey, I'm gonna program this hand to get that guy. He's like programming a hand to kill Benjamin, Rob Lowe, right? But Lorne Michaels was like, 30 years from now, when you're watching it on cable, you'll appreciate this scene. Like, put it in there strictly for just no other reason than that. Like, it's just, that's the kind of power you have, I guess, when you're the producer.
Lorne Michaels is crazy, man. He's been doing it forever, man. SNL.
Forever, yeah.
Fucking A. It's like,
I just think
40
it's
years
funny
or some
that
shit.
that's who Dr. Evil's based off of.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds just like him. And it's like, actually, that caused a rift between
freaking laser beams in their freaking heads.
That caused like Mike Myers and Dana Carvey to not be
besties,
buddies for a little while, because Mike Myers stole Dana Carvey's impression of him, I guess.
Dana Carvey, master of impressions,
Master
bro.
of impression.
He's great.
I would have
He does like
loved
Beatles and
he does
shit.
like a great Paul McCartney and John Lennon. I would have loved if they had, because nobody's the only star in a Mike Myers movie is Mike Myers.
Mm-hmm.
But what if Dana Carvey was Dr. Evil? That would have been fun. Then you still would have had Dana Carvey and Mike Myers making more movies together. It would have been like a fucking the duo. That would have been awesome.
Last time I tried to watch an Austin Powers, it was a while ago, but it didn't hold up for me. I was like, meh.
I loved it. I was Austin Powers for Halloween in the 6th grade. So.
Dude, I want to see a picture of that.
I called my mom up and see if she got one. But yeah, had the fake teeth and the blue little suit and the ascot and the whole
Have you
fucking
seen
9 yards.
the episode of Workaholics where they all like dress up like a Mike Myers character?
I don't think so.
I think Durs is Austin Powers. Blake is Wayne's World, and then fucking Adam is like the love guru or something.
The movie that ruined his career. He had to wait 20 years to come back.
Yeah.
Well, Quentin Tarantino put him in Inglourious Bastards, I guess. He's a short mini role in that.
I forget.
No, I just saw that a few years ago, so it's a little fresh.
I could give it a rewatch. Spin them in.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's not bad. It's good.
So anyways, you got Alice Cooper. They go to an Alice Cooper show, backstage passes and everything.
Well, the whole leading up to that, they're like on a little adventure.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're like in the little factory and like doing like old TV intros.
They do like,
We're
they put
gonna
the
make our dreams come true.
put the hand on the bottle or
Doing
the
it
glove.
our way. Yeah. They meet Alice Cooper, and Alice Cooper's
They're
like super
wait,
serious.
what are we
in the
doing?
back.
We got backstage passes to Alice Cooper. And then they go, yeah.
Well, then they go backstage, and they meet him and stuff. He's like, "Why don't you guys hang out?" And he's like, "Oh, do you come to Milwaukee often?" He's like, "Well, actually, Wayne, people have been coming to Milwaukee for many years." He goes like on a whole diatribe. He's like, "Milwaukee was in Gondon for the good land," and he's like having a whole history lesson and shit.
They actually pronounced it Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. He's like, "Does this guy know how to party or what?" Nobody laughs.
We're not worthy.
People have probably been doing that to Alice Cooper every time they see him. He's like at Kroger or the grocery store or something, and people just start doing that to him.
Ooh, almost ate shit.
Don't do that. Unless you're getting paid a lot of money.
And that's where you see Farrelly too, right?
Yeah, he's outside.
He's like security or something.
Security for somebody, and he has all this crazy information.
Yeah.
He's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "It's Mr. Big's limo. Hates to fly. Drives everywhere." And he's like, "He's going to be driving over here, over there, and he's going to come back to Chicago." He does the Chris come back to Chicago.
Yeah, dude.
Come back to Chicago.
Classic
And
Farrelly
then go to Detroit.
mannerisms.
Yeah. And they walk away. He's like, "Isn't it weird how much information that security guy had?"
That's true. They get
I think that was Chris Farley's first on-screen movie role, was in
really
that little role right there. 1992.
cool. So when they get back to the show and it's got a bunch of changes, they changed everything up and
Wayne leaves.
yeah, and they get into a fight, Wayne and Garth.
Mm-hmm.
Donut Head Man.
Hey, Mr. Donut Head Man. You do-
I don't know why I always love that fucking part.
He's like making their mouths. He's got them all like constructed with like toothpicks and shit, like the
Yeah.
donut creatures. It's a fun scene. I don't know, but you better not.
There's a music video shoot. Cassandra's band is doing a music video, right?
Yeah, well, on his way there, they come up with ideas of trying to how to get her back, and like, wait a minute, and they stand up, and he's like, no. Wait a minute, everybody stands up, back down. He's like, no. Wait a minute, and they come up with the whole idea of hacking into it and going to the satellite thing, and then they walk over to a door and they open it up, and it's just like guys in there with like machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, Garth says, what are you going to do with these guys? He's like, I don't know. I just always wanted to open up a door where people are being trained like in James Bond movies. And then they just shut the door. Yeah. And then on his way to go get Cassandra, he gets pulled over by the cop. Did you notice who the cop was? It was Robert Patrick. It was insinuated that he was playing the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah. And they just go, ah.
Yeah, because he shows him a picture of John Connor.
Yeah, have you seen this boy?
Have you seen this boy? And like a weird tie-in is like the song that he's listening to before he gets pulled over is a Time Machine from Black Sabbath on the soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
Time Machine, time travel from Terminator.
Right.
It's all connected.
It's all linked.
It's all connected. Yep, he goes and he breaks up the video shoot because he pissed off Cassandra too. He pissed off Cassandra, and even at one point he yells at the camera man, and the cameraman starts walking away from him.
Yeah.
Well, in the loft, he's like, well, I just think he's boinking, talking about Rob Lowe's character. He's like, well, I just think he's boinking you. And she's like, could you be any more insulting? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's classic Dutch door action. First he screws me, then he screws you. He's like getting mad. He's like, I lost my best friend. I lost my girl. I'm getting shit on. I'm getting shit on, man. He's yelling at the cameraman. The camera like pans away from him and starts to walk away. He's like, come on back. Come on back. Everything's going to work out. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he goes and makes up with Garth. And then he goes to get Cassandra back. And he's like, we both know that there's no film in these cameras. He pops the camera open and all the film starts rolling.
Oh, yeah.
out. He's like, where's her band at if she's really here making a video? And the band walks by like, oh, hey, Wayne. He's like, oh, hey, guys, what's up?
So their whole plan was to get her on the TV and try to get that music producer or whatever to
Mr.
see
Big
it.
to see it.
Yeah.
And they go to the cell tower. They get Russell. And he gets Russell to turn on Benjamin. And they're crawling, you know what I mean? They're crawling in there. He's like, ow, I fell on my keys. And Garth. So he's like, ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow.
Jigga 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 ballroom blitz. Jigga 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 ballroom blitz.
Yeah, she actually sang that.
Oh yeah.
That's like her. Like the songs that she sang, the Ballroom Blitz and
when they first seen her.
Why You Wanna Break My Heart? That song that she's like actually her singing. Like she's
That's what's up.
really did some singing.
She's got some
For
pipes.
reals.
Got some pipes.
She's a triple threat.
So
Hot as
yeah,
fuck.
basically, what happens at the end? The ending gets all screwy, huh? They do. No, let's do a different ending.
Yeah, the first ending. The first ending, the music guy is like, "You're great, but now's not the right time." And she's like, "You screwed my career." And the fire happens, the house burns down, and then they cut to Benjamin and Cassandra on a beach or something like that. And he looks. Rob Lowe looks. He's like, "You didn't really think she's gonna end up with Wayne, did you?" Yeah. Then they do the multiple endings. They do the Scooby-Doo ending.
Yeah.
Where they rip the Rob Lowe's mask off, and it's the old guy.
Yeah.
From earlier.
Right.
That was the Scooby-Doo ending. He's like, I would have gotten away with it too, with that whole Scooby-Doo bit.
Was it for you meddling kids?
And then they do the mega happy ending where everything happened. Everybody's happy. The mega happy ending.
Mm-hmm. And that's
the movie.
So you get all kinds of endings.
And they did like post-credits stuff.
Did they?
Like, yeah, I remember watching that as a kid. Like when those credits are rolling, it cuts to Wayne and Garth in the basement. Wayne gives like some big long speech about how he hoped the movie was like connected to the subject matter and all this like in real like in-depth stuff. And then Garth's like, I just hope you didn't think it sucked.
Right.
But yeah.
Good stuff. Dun-dun-dun. So how many times do you think you've seen this movie?
I couldn't tell you. When you're a kid and you watch the movies over and over again when you're a kid, every time I go to my grandma and grandpa's, dude,
throw that shit on. You better already have it in the VCR, grandma.
I don't know how that tape didn't explode. Because me and my cousin would watch Wayne's World over and over again. We would watch Earth Girls Are Easy Did you ever see that?
Nuh-uh.
It's got Jim Carrey in it, Damon Wayans, Jeff Goldblum, where they play aliens.
The Goldblum.
It's really not a great movie, or a movie that children should be watching, actually, now that I think about it. It's like, there's some shit going on in there, but you don't notice it when you're a kid. You're like, oh, fuck, that's Jim Carrey and Major Payne and that guy from Jurassic Park. And they play aliens. It's like a loose musical, too. We'd watch that. It was like, those were like, we'd just be watching those movies all the time. Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit.
Stop looking at me, Swan. So where are you sitting at it this time around?
I mean, it's one of those movies that's timeless for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal favorite. But if I was going to give it a score, if I'm going to try and give it a score, I'd say it's at least a 7.
Yeah.
I'd say at least. But me personally, it's a little higher. But that's what I would give it, a 7, maybe 7.5 as a comedy.
Sure.
I'm just saying, we gave 12 Years a Slave a 9, right?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Like that movie.
But that movie's crazy.
That movie's fucking nuts.
I'm at about a 6.5 to 7 right now. Yeah, 6.5, 7 in there.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was fun. I felt like I liked the first half better than the second half. I don't know. I had more fun watching the first half.
I got them both on DVD. I got the double pack if you ever want to borrow Wayne's World 2.
Sure.
A lot of people don't like it as much, but it's even more random.
I thought this was streaming on HBO, but I think they took it off.
I
thought they were both on HBO, but then they weren't when I went to go look at them. But you know how sometimes they rotate out movies and shit.
I bust out the DVD.
Yeah.
Like the DVD menus looks like an old TV guide channel. And it's got like different things. I was like, I miss when DVDs did cool shit like that.
Right.
Yeah. What you got coming up next?
There's only one thing left to do. Pick a couple more movies. I'm going with a musical.
Okay, I'm sort of going with a musical too.
Oh shit, let's get musical on this next episode. Musical. I wanna get musical. I won't give it away, but as soon as you start watching it, you'll see what kind of musical it is. The music and shit, but it's called Across the Universe.
Oh, nope.
You know what it is?
Nope.
Cool. It's a fun movie. It's a good watch. I think you'll enjoy it because
Across the Universe.
Yeah.
What's it on? Is it streaming?
I don't know if it's streaming or not. I didn't look
That's usually my answer.
I think it's not streaming. You might have to rent it. But
okay. I've got this movie. You may have this movie as well.
What you got for me?
It's a musical of sorts. This will be your hint.
I don't know the words.
It makes my stomach
it tears my skin from bone.
I was like keeping it with the rock and roll vibe from Wayne's World to this. We're gonna watch Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, if you didn't catch it by that song we just did.
Stand up and shine.
I think I do have it on DVD.
Wow. Hell yeah. I was like this close to doing The Crow.
Which would
have been fun. Put that one on the back
I don't really
burner.
know that movie that well.
No? Well,
maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Cool. Well, this was fun. This was good app.
It's good.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. I don't think people listen.
Well, see you later.
Save Ferris. And party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye. Boogie bang.